Welcome to this session. In this session, I'll be talking about one important question, which is, every UG student has in their mind is whether I am PhD material or not, whether I'm able to, if I join the PhD, whether I will be able to complete the PhD or not. This is something, it's a doubt. It is something that every UG student, every PG student will think that what are the hurdles that I'm going to face. And in this particular session, I'll talk about PhD mindset. And in future sessions, I'm going to clarify the entire roadmap of PhD for you, right? So please complete all these sessions and do let me know what you think about, your thought process for PhD. Now let's address one of the core question, which is all the students, they think that PhD is only for, top-notch students. That all, if you are having really good grades, if you are doing really good in your academics, then only you are a PhD student and you can finish the PhD. It's not about having good grades, although having good grades is somehow linked to completing PhD successfully. Why? Because you are more consistent, you are more sincere, and if you have those kind of skill sets, then there is a possibility that you should be completing the PhD very, very easily, right? But there is no direct relationship that you are getting very high grades, you are really good in your academics, then you can complete PhD only. No, if you are average student, even if you are below average, then you can also successfully complete PhD. So that is something you need to understand. Next thing is, it's not being extraordinary when you start the PhD journey. You can be below average, you can be average student. It's more about becoming capable of doing something over the period of time. It's more like the training process, right? So when you join into the PhD, it's not about studying very hard, getting good grades. It's more about doing experiments, learning from those experiments, and becoming capable of doing things over a period of time. So that is something you need to understand. So some of the important traits that PhD students, successful PhD student will have is curiosity. That means they are highly curious about things. They are persistent. That means they do not have any kind of failure fear, I would say. Next is they are able to learn things. So learning ability is really, really important when you want to be successful in your PhD journey. So you need to understand that if you are a good learner and if you are more focused toward having a particular skill, learning about things, then PhD is for you. Now let's talk about the three important aspects, career aspects. Uh, any UG students, biotechnology students selects based on where that student will be going in future. One is industry. The second one is academics or research. The third one is maybe contractual research jobs, right? So the third one that I'm talking about is just project positions, and the second one, research, is means PhD. So you have broadly, if you classify, when you want to focus into particular domain, let's say biotechnology, you have biotechnology industries, you have research institute where you can get research jobs, you can be technical assistant, project assistant, and that is again a pathway for your PhD. The third one, which is really important, is direct PhD pathway. So I'm going to compare all three important things one by one, and I'm going to tell you that what are the key aspects of all those different jobs. So here is this table that I'm going to show you now, and you can also see it in the screen that you have row one, which is research, which is industry, row two, which is research jobs, and third row is PhD. In this one, you can see the core focus is application on product, right? And industry, if you go to industry, their sole purpose is to get a lot of profits. That's the main purpose. And industry wants to be successful and they want to earn as much as possible. So maximum focus will be on product. If a service industry is there, then maximum focus will be on services. So your entire focus is on working towards the success of that industry. So that's basically an important aspect. Next is you will have very fast income when you join industry initially. Next is you will be working for deadlines. You will be working. You need to have the skill sets of teamwork, communication. These are really important skill sets when it comes to industry. The second one is non-PhD positions like research jobs. Probably sometimes what happens is you are not going to get PhD positions directly, because sometimes you have to fight for scholarships. You don't have money to pay for your PhD, PhD positions. Then you join those research positions where you get the experience of PhD, because those are the similar things you will be doing in your PhD, right? So if you are, let's say, research associate or project assistant in a particular project, you will understand the overall structure of the project, and you should be able to understand the process of the PhD. So that can be a stepping stone towards completing the PhD. In that one, what you're seeing is experiments and data is main focus for research jobs, and further you have technical skills that you will be focusing on, and most of the time they are contractual jobs, and money is not something that you'll be focusing. Contractual jobs means project to project. These jobs, they are going to change, so you have to shift from one project to another one. So these are research jobs. Next is PhD. You can see the core focus right over here is knowledge creation. So your entire focus will be creating something new, publishing something new, publishing a new data, getting a patent out, or maybe converting your knowledge into a particular product. That can also be the part of PhD. Next is intellectual depth is really important. That's the reward system in the PhD, and then you will get very very high independence in PhD, because let's say you have a supervisor and you're discussing your experiments with supervisor. A supervisor usually is expecting that you will come up with questions, you will come up with solutions even, and supervisor is just there to supervise how you're planning all those things. So this is how the PhD process goes. You're not asking what to do. Usually you are asking why this thing is happening, how I can refine it, all those things. So in PhD, what you will get is little bit more independence, little bit more autonomy, and you will learn things that will stay with you, because whatever knowledge creation you will do, you will be the part of that knowledge creation. So that is something is really important when it comes to PhD. So these are the differentiating points between industry and then between non-PhD and PhD positions, right? So that brings me to another important point, which is choosing the right track. So you need to understand your own personality, that what kind of person you are. You're someone who is asking questions all the time, someone who is really interested in generating knowledge, someone who is really interested in new things, creating new things. These are the traits of a scientist, and for doing research or becoming scientist. So that is dependent on personality. You should not be selecting a PhD just based on that your friend is doing PhD, or maybe for the social status. Although there is a lot of differentiating factor between PhD and non-PhD, right? If you have good amount of money, then you want to have the PhD, and you want to have a good social status, that you have a PhD, you are a PhD candidate, you have completed PhD successfully, you're a doctor now, right? All those points, they matter, but the core important point is whether your personality is a PhD personality or not. PhD personality, I already told you, if you are asking a lot of questions, if you're interested in maybe creating new things, it doesn't matter whether you're thinking of creating very small thing, or maybe just idea generation. You are getting some idea, you're getting some thoughts. You are innovator, so that means you need to jump into PhD, and you are PhD material. Believe me, because I've experienced this, by myself. You need to believe that you are PhD, even if you are average or below average student. You can complete PhD successfully. The only trait you need is consistency, ability to learn things, and also, patience. And I'll talk about that also in later. Now let's talk about two important things that are, for me, what I understand are the limiting factors. Because of that, people are not able to make that decision to go further, right? Point number one is confidence. Second point is capability. These are capabilities. These are two important aspects. And most of the time, what I've seen is capable student is not having that confidence. If you are self-doubting yourself that no, I can't do PhD, it's very, very difficult. There are so many challenges. I've heard a lot of horrible stories about PhD. Believe me that you are someone uh, who is going to complete the PhD very, very easily, because you are able to analyze yourself. You are able to decide whether this particular process is, how much challenges I'm going to face. So you have a kind of a critical thought process, and you're able to, take that analysis further and make some decision out of it. And that is something every PhD student should have, the ability to take the data, ability to analyze and take the decision. The only thing is confidence. You're lacking the confidence. So most of the time, what I've seen is someone who is capable to do PhD will not have that confidence. And if you're not having that confidence, that means you are capable to complete the PhD. So believe me, if you are self-doubting yourself, that means you are capable of doing PhD. As I've already told you, even if your marks are not good, you are a potential candidate for PhD, and you should go ahead. With proper guidance, with proper supervision, you will succeed in the PhD journey. And then next thing is capabilities, right? And you will think that I'm not capable of doing things. So that is the part of a PhD. PhD doesn't require you to become capable. It is a training process which will make you capable of doing experiments, analyzing data. So understand this, the process is going to help you understand PhD and also acquire all the skill sets that you need. So confidence is one aspect, capability is another aspect. Confidence is something you have to generate in yourself by yourself. No one else is going to come and boost your confidence. It doesn't matter how many motivational videos you will watch, how many times I'll tell you that you can complete the PhD. It is not going to happen. It is something that you have to have in yourself. And believe me that if you just think that you are able to do this, your confidence is going to boost off significantly. So that is something you need to have. Confidence is something that you need to have, that I'm able to do this. I am disciplined, I'm consistent, I'm persistent, so I will be able to finish this task. PhD is not a rocket science. Believe me, it is not. If you are disciplined, you should be able to complete the PhDs very, very easily. All right. So now you may be thinking about PhD. All right. So it seems like that I should be able to complete the PhD. Now I need to apply to different positions. And what are the traits that the supervisors they are looking for? Being as PhD supervisor, I'll tell you that these are the things that we look for. If I'm, taking interview of a particular student for PhD, what I'll be looking for, the point number one, which is the student. I'm not looking for brilliant student. I'm looking for students who are consistent, who are disciplined, who has the patience, right? So I want students who may be below average or maybe are not that intelligent, but have the ability to consistently do things. Consistency is more important for PhD than brilliance. And believe me, this is what I will be looking for. I will not be looking for someone who can answer all my questions. No, I will be looking for students who are able to analyze the questions at least, and able to answer or try to answer all the questions you know best of their capabilities. At least they are trying. So someone who is able to try things, I will be looking for those kind of students. If you are getting frustrated with your experimental results, you are not getting results that you are expecting, PhD is not for you. Let me tell you honestly. So in PhD, what you have to do is you have to learn from every experiment. It doesn't matter whether your experiment is passed, whether experiment is failed. You don't have to have that particular mindset. The mindset that you need to have is you just need to focus on doing things, and then scientifically analyze it. Why we got positive results, why we got negative results, what are the things that we should refine, and or what are the questions that are getting from those results. These are the traits that these are the traits that you need from a PhD student. Now next thing I will be putting forward is really, really important. These are some of the challenges, and let's face these challenges head on. The challenges are financially, that sometimes you need to take the decision that I don't have money, how I'll manage the money. It is better for me to take the job, right? And then think about PhD later on. That is one aspect. Second is socially, sometimes you also feel that is it worth it to complete PhD? Can I just take the job, and because if I go to PhD pathway, what will happen that I'll take a lot of time from my life and complete PhD, and I'll be joining my job late, and my friends will have been promoted to various other positions. So these are really important questions. And you also be thinking that is it worth it spending so much time on PhD and money also at the same time, right? Whether I'm going to get those things equalized when I complete the PhD. These are really important factors, and we all think about those factors, right? So and let me tell you, these are external factors. it's not that your financial stability is going to get affected because you are doing PhD. You are going to start late, but believe me, you can grow really, really fast after doing PhD, and you will never have any time to think back that you have not completed your PhD. You will think that yes, whatever time I had, I have completed my PhD. So that is really important. Once you complete your PhD, there are opportunities that are going to come in front of you. Global opportunities are going to come in front of you. You can go outside of your country. You can join in any developed nations, because when you have that PhD degree, that is what they look for, right? That is what they look for, and you become asset to those organizations because you are having PhD. You know how to do science. You do how to do research. So you become really, really important, not only nationally, but you become important globally. So if you have those kind of skill sets, money is not the issue, and it will open up a lot of different doors, not only in industry, not only in academics or research. It will open doors in industry also. So you need to understand that industry is not closed. The doors of the industry, they are going to be wide open when you complete your PhD, and you can join in industry, and you can be a scientist in that industry where you will just technician, right? So you need to understand these are external factors. They are not going to influence, but later on you will realize that I made a good decision to do PhD. Oftentimes I've seen people regretting not doing PhD, and later on their lifetime they think, I wish I could have completed my PhD on time. I will be a doctor. I'll get good promotion in my jobs and so on. So you need to think in that perspective also. All right. So I hope I was able to convey the entire message regarding your decision whether you want to complete the PhD, because this is the first step, right? If you have that mindset, if you have that firm mindset, you will be able to complete your PhD, right? So let's conclude few things that what we have covered in this particular session also. That first thing is you need to make up your mind. You have to shift your mindset from different kind of positions that you want to get to a particular core focus, which is PhD. You need to focus on PhD. That okay, I'll complete this degree and I'll go to PhD, and this is how you're going to prepare for in every semester, and you channelize your thought process. And later on, I told you, right, later on you can think of moving to industry. It doesn't matter. So let's conclude few of the things that we have covered already. One is PhD is not only for topper students. PhD is for everyone. PhD is even for below average students. What you need is a mindset. If you are curious student, PhD is for you. That was the first message that I wanted to convey. Second one is what you really need is confidence, and capability will be developed over the period of time. So you can contact me anytime if you find any challenges, and I'll tell you the same thing again and again. You are capable of doing things, you just need confidence. So have that confidence in you, boost it up, and then, head on with the PhD. I'm sure you will not find any kind of problem completing your PhD. There can be a lot of reasons why you're average student in academics, right? But for PhD, it's a completely different story. For PhD, the story is completely different. You're going into a pathway where academics becomes less important than training. So PhD is a training that you need to remember. And with a correct mindset, with firm and focused mindset, if you are a disciplined student, you can complete PhD within the given time frame. And not only you will complete PhD successfully, but you will be completing your PhD brilliantly. Okay, so you need to remember that it doesn't matter what your grades are. Let me tell you one thing, that you are capable of doing PhD. So now let's talk about other aspects of PhD so that your journey becomes very, very easy, and you know what are the challenges that I'm going to face. Everything you know about PhD that we are going to cover in our future sessions. Okay, so let's move on to the next one.